The coronavirus developments is CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus. Dr. Agus, let's start with remdesivir. And we know that it's not the silver bullet, but what can you tell us about why this is having an impact and how that may impact other drugs that they're looking at as far as treatment going forward?
So remdesivir, originally developed for Ebola, but works in this disease, about a 4-day shorter hospitalization and 30% reduction in death rate when given to people who either have pneumonias on x-ray or who are really short of breath. So classically with viral drugs, when you treat really seriously ill patients, they work okay, but when you move it earlier, they work dramatically better. So very exciting. For the first time, I can walk into a patient's room and say, I have a drug that I think will benefit you. I couldn't do that really until this week. So it really is an optimistic, positive moment in the fight against this disease.
And we will take everything right now. One of the things that also came out late at the end of this week and really stands out is this idea that it could be 2 more years, with the University of Minnesota study saying that it could be 2 more years before we have this herd immunity. And that feels, so long away. And how do we get to that point? You're talking about 2/3 of the world, and right now we're talking about still sheltering in place. So how do we get there?
Well, it's a one-word answer. I mean, a very, very simple word: vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. And this week, we heard very positive news out of Oxford University about a vaccine that, when given to monkeys, they were then challenged with the virus, and for 28 days, no symptoms at all. And this vaccine is being scaled because it's a very similar vaccine that had been used for another virus. So it's kind of skipping some of the early safety studies and going into 6,000 patients over the next month, and then will expand dramatically. And they're already starting production of millions of doses. So the hope is that by the end of the summer, there are millions of doses available, and it's been shown to work. There are about 100 other efforts with vaccines going on across the globe. So major effort to vaccinate, which will dramatically increase herd immunity in the world.
And that obviously feels, again, like that is far away, and that's where we want to get to. But what about in the meantime, Dr. Agus? We've heard so much about we need to have more testing in order to live with this disease and open up, as some states are doing right now. Where do we stand in that regard?
Well, Dana, you and I have had this discussion, unfortunately, many times over the last weeks, is that we need a lot more testing in this country. We need testing for who has the virus, and we still, in the United States of America, do not have a test for immunity. That is, who had the virus and is immune at the present time. So those are critical, in my mind, to safe opening. You know, we saw a few minutes ago a meatpacking plant that was testing employees before they came in, and that is awesome. We need to do more of that in this country and do what we call surveillance testing, testing groups of patients in different racial backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds, different parts of the city to see where asymptomatic cases lie, so we can go in those areas and basically stay at home there so we don't spread.
That antibody test is key. Thank you, Dr. David Agus.